Hi, I want to talk about actually using the bottle bit. Now that you've scored your line, you've cut your bottle, now you've got a jagged edge here, and you're going to want to smooth this down. So this is a Martinelli's bottle, so it fits just inside the bottle bit with just a little bit of a spacer there. I'm going to hook that up to my drill. Now, I'm going to start off with a heavy gauge sandpaper. This is about 60 grit. I'm going to fold it in thirds, and then I'm going to fold it in thirds again. Okay, so we'll start with something about that big. And now this is wet dry sandpaper. So I want to make sure I've got plenty of water on the sandpaper and on the bottle. Now what I want to do is start off just sanding the top edge like this, and then I'm going to start just curving my fingers around the outside and around the inside edge. Okay, I want to be careful not to get the sandpaper too far up like this. If I start doing this, I'm going to start sanding and scratching the edge of the bottle here. Then it's going to start getting foggy. So I don't want to do that. I'd have to get, like 1,000 grit to start sanding that off. So let's just start with this edge here. I'm going to stop every once in a while and add some water. Notice I'm starting to curve around the edges just a little bit. Let's see what we've got so far here. I've still got a nick here that I'm going to have to get out by sanding that down a little bit more. But the edges are starting to get smooth. Okay, so I would continue on with the heavy grit sandpaper until that nick got out of there. And then what I would do is move on to the higher grits. I'd get up to about 220 or even 600. So I'm going to do that just a little bit more here. I'm just moving it to different sections of the sandpaper, just moving it back and forth a bit. Gets a bit hot, but most of that dust I think you're seeing is glass dust. I should be wearing a respirator, but I've got it off so that I could talk to you right now. See, that nick is just about gone. It's still there. Okay, I should sand that a little bit more. And then what I can also do is curve my fingers around just a little bit on the edges there. Not too much. Like I said, I don't want to scratch the outside of the glass. See that starting to get the edges of the glass just a little bit. So I would keep up with that, get this thing all rounded off, finish that nick off, and then I'm going to have a nice rounded smooth edge on my bottle.